Hello, live by design, not by default. Welcome to Inspirational Moments with me, Billy. This is our fifth live stream in this series. Please like, comment, participate, share, and let me know what topics or questions you have for future coverage. Now, our topic today is Winning in the New Norm, Part 2. Without going into too much details, as the COVID-19 pandemic has already been widely talked about, we know we had pandemics, we had wars, diseases, and yet each time we bounce back. We rebuild, we enjoy peace, prosperity, and we lived on. What happened is happening and will happen again. So give me a like if you have heard this phrase, history repeats itself. Yeah, of course, we also take this time to grieve and pray for those who are sickened, who pass, and who are fighting the disease. Yet, we must also celebrate life. Yep, seeing some lights coming on. Okay, for some reasons tonight I don't see people coming into the chat. Just continue to say hello if you like. Okay, so instead of apprehension, pensiveness, worry, all of which may be minor negative emotions now, the concern is that they can very quickly accumulate and they can quickly intensify and escalate into despair, sadness, disappointment, frustrations, irritations. Things can feel gloomy, discouraging, miserable, and then maybe intensify further into fear, into anxiety, into terror, coupled with depression, among many others. We can then very easily get paralyzed. So we must illuminate ourselves. We must do what we can with what we have to the best of our abilities. We must light up our lives. Today, I'm going to share my recommendations on what we can do. In addition to the list that you are already doing to help yourselves and those around you. Now, for those of you who have been taking very positive action to make yourself useful, to do meaningful things that help other people and make a contribution, then I applaud you for that. Just understand that for everything we give, we will free our hands to take. The open mind receives more knowledge, the open hands more gifts, and then the open hearts more love. I wrote a quote some time ago, and I think it also rings true now. Miracles happened when we are open. So here's very quickly my 6M recommendations. My first M word, followed by a close second, is mindset and mindfulness. If your belief system is not liberating, it is limiting. So be mindful of your mindset to ensure that you're operating with positiveness, with optimism. Continue to harness hope, something which I talked about in the first episode of this series. Examine your long-term and your near-term goals and then determine what changes you must make while being mindful of your mindset, making sure that you're thinking possibilities and not difficulties. I think quite naturally, we have a natural tendency to overplay difficulties and we underplay possibilities. All right, I'm starting to see some hello messages. Hello, EC. Hello, Mervin Chan. Thank you for joining us. Aloysius from Dubai. Manchong, Catherine, Kit. Okay, so with the new goals in mind, let's go to our third M word. And my third M word for you this evening is movements. Now, I get asked this very often with a new MCO in Malaysia, with the lockdown in some countries and the circuit breakers in Singapore, where people ask me, now what should we do? What should we do? What should we do? What should we do? My first and instinctive response is nothing. And by nothing, I don't mean you really sit down and do nothing. What I meant is you do nothing different. You continue to engage your family, you continue to engage your loved ones, your business, your customers, your team members, your work, and the things you are passionate about. For as long as you're doing something positive, just understand this, at this very moment, you are still breathing and you're alive. So utilize the present. Now, it is called the present for a reason, because it is indeed really a gift. is a present. So what's even better is now, if you like, you have more time to do all these things that you have always wanted to do. How many of you notice more people exercising, more people walking their pets? Give me a thumbs up if you notice, while I catch up on your messages. Hi Leonard, hi Ellen, thanks for joining us again. Now, the new terms that we now have, right, kind of like put us in a box only if we allow ourselves to, because suddenly we feel restricted. But we're not restricted to everything. Remember that whenever we give something, there is always something that we can take. So move. Business is as usual, right? The only thing that has changed is we simply have to do things differently through different means, with different ways, okay? And of course, along with the third M, to move, is then what do we do? As you are with me now, either on this live stream or watching this later in our YouTube channel, let's take a minute to hear from you. What comes to mind when I say movements? Come on, share what you do that you have found to be beneficial. What have you been doing? Come on, let's share and let me hear from you. Oh yeah, okay. So we have a comment here. Let me try and put this comment up here. Yeah. Okay. Bedok Reservoir is getting more packed than ever. Bedok Reservoir is a place in Singapore where people go to do their exercises. Suddenly, all these parks and places are getting more busy. All right. Not allowed to exercise or walk the dog. Okay. Thanks, Mindy, for bringing that to my attention. I'm not aware that we can't do that in Malaysia, I think. In Singapore, I see people going exercising in the park. I understand there is also a restriction of like you cannot spend more than an hour out. In any case, I think all of these measures are here to help us manage this particular pandemic. All right, so that we can prevail at the end of the day. Hello, Joanne. Nice to see you again. Mindy says that this is indeed movements. This is a good time to learn new things, from Mindy Chin. Thank you, Mindy, for sharing that. All right, so our fourth M this evening is doing things that are meaningful, being involved in meaningful engagements. Obviously, this is not an appropriate time to push products or to push sales. And for those of you who use this time to profit by raising prices on masks, sanitizers, and essentials, shame on you. All right, please seriously think if you're making a positive contribution. I personally think that we must exist and we must make our presence create contributions and not pollutions. All right, doing something meaningful. I think in the past, when we're also busy with our corporate lives, with our career, with trying to enhance our financial situations and all of that, what happens is that it was a myth, you know, it was a nice to have. Right now, it is real. And actually, according to a global study of more than 150 countries by Gallup scientists, doing meaningful things actually enhances our well-being. Acts of charity and care are some examples that actually enhance our life and our well-being. We were previously very busy with our work. We didn't stop to ask how a colleague or a friend is doing, even when we just walk past them, you know, so focusing on the task. Perhaps now is also a time to focus on people. Perhaps now is a time to catch up with old friends, with people whom we have neglected. Even small acts of kindness can pay dividends, not that we're asking for it. Ever offered help to someone in need? If this sounds familiar to you, like helping an elderly who's carrying too many bags from the supermarket, and you actually took a moment to notice and stop to help, that is doing things that are meaningful. That is engaging in meaningful things. Ever tried giving up your seat on public transport? How did that make you feel? You know, every time I ask this question, the reply I get is that it feels priceless, right? Simply because the act of giving already begins the process of receiving. When I start to notice, like one of my neighbors, in a couple of weeks back, an elderly auntie who came back from grocery shopping without a mask on. I stopped to ask. And when I knew she didn't have any to use, simply because it was totally out of stock back then, or that it was just too expensive for her. And when I knew that she didn't have any to use, I came back home and I packed into a Ziploc bag 10 or more masks for her. I brought it to her home and I taught her how to put it on and how to dispose it properly. And this all happened before the Singapore government gave out reusable masks. And that they were, if they're available, they were selling very expensive. So I feel in that instant, just by taking notice, just by doing something about it in my own little way, because I too have very limited masks. In my own very little way, I have found it to be meaningful and I found it to be very rewarding. All right, so I think if you are well and physically able, how about offering your time and energy to some charity organizations who are giving out food to the needy, care for the elderly who are lonely, who are alone. All right, you are well and you are safe now. So don't just be blessed, but be a blessing. All right, my fifth word is along and actually was inspired because during this period, now every year we offer our public seminars, our certification training, 15, 18 months way ahead of the year, and we have the whole year schedule all lined up. Our master practitioner certification training in NLP, in timeline therapy, in hypnotherapy, that was supposed to happen in October later this year. And I was very heartened that our students, our participants who have registered to come for that program, actually all started contacting me, messaging me, and asking if we could make use of this time to start the training early. Yeah. And so a part of that, because we were doing the training and I was planning about what I'm going to be talking about in this series, as well as a request from a corporate client, comes this fifth M word, meditations. Okay, and this is not new. I've noticed a lot of people have already taken up meditation way before now. And so if you have not tried it yet, perhaps now is the time to do so. It's easy. There are many YouTube videos and websites dedicated to teaching people how to do it. Meditation is essentially training your mind to focus, to redirect your thoughts. Researchers have actually confirmed many, many benefits of meditation. So at this moment, while I catch up with your messages and comments, how many of us here do meditation? Who here does meditation? Give me a hand or a like or some kind of signal as I catch up your... okay, yeah, there are some people who are learning new knowledge, picking up new skills, sharing about online sellers to friends. Okay, yeah, so life goes on. See, we can still continue to do shopping and retail therapy. Okay, opportunity to attend many webinars and hear from many renowned speakers online were previously not available. Yep, I think that's very real. I shared in the last episode in this series that our industry have changed. You know, no longer do you come to a training, no longer do you come to an event to attend our talks and our training workshops. Now we are literally finding ways to bring our workshops, to bring our training and our messages to you, wherever you are, in whichever room you may be, sitting, standing, or lying down. Comment here, colleagues need to keep selling during this time. Radio stations still need to bring in revenue. Haha. Yes, yes, but you know, it's just what I mean by selling. You don't do product pushing unnecessarily, but definitely I think during this time you have a captive audience who will be tuning in on radio. People who don't previously listen to radio may be listening to radio now. And so it's also a good opportunity and platform for you to bring your products and services to those available. What I was specifically referring to is not doing the inappropriate product pushing, as well as profiteering. Okay, and yes, I see people always giving up their seat for someone who needs it. Very good. All right, meditation. Wow, so many of you do meditation. Is prayer considered a form of meditation? Oh yes, it is. While I will not say prayer is meditation, prayer is prayer. Prayer is a time where you devote and connect to God, whoever you conceive God to be for you, and in whatever religion you are in. So yes, definitely do that. A quiet time. Meditation is also quiet time. And what's best is that researchers have actually confirmed that there are many benefits of meditation. This can include anything from stress reduction. This period I hear parents getting all stressed up with their kids simply because now you have to be with your kids 24 by 7. And by comparison, their energy level is definitely very, very different. Although my daughter is already 25, we have to cope with the high energy of our new puppy who just turned 9 months old. Who just turned 9 months old. Okay, meditation also actually help us to increase concentration and memory. So, in terms of helping your kids or helping yourself to cope with the energy of your kids at home, and letting them drive you crazy, how about doing this as a family activity? All right, because it does help in increasing concentration and memory. Meditation can enhance emotional well-being. It can help us develop healthy sleep habits, improve our energy, promote awareness of ourselves by tuning into ourselves as well as our surroundings. Surprisingly, that meditation actually help in generating kindness from people, with people, because I think with calmness comes opportunity for kindness. Yeah. All right. EC just shared he listens to nature now, hear the breeze, things that we previously don't do. All right. So so there's one more thing I have to mention. Okay, meditation actually helps maintain and improve your health. One, by helping you with your blood pressure problem, and second, anti-aging benefits. I got to make it a point to say this, all right, because I think it can help you save some money along the way. Finally, our sixth word, hear the breeze, those who profited during these times, almost 5 ways to do it. Oh, yeah, okay, you know what? In any situation, there will always be the opportunities, there will always be the people who will capitalize on it for their personal gain at the loss of other people. But again, just one word, one phrase for you. Shame on you. Okay. All right. Finally, our 6M. Our 6M word is mastery, and I think this is where many of you already shared that this will be actually a great time for you to take time to learn, to commit your energy and resources to mastering ourselves, to mastering our personalities, our characters, skills. Use this opportunity to acquire knowledge, enhance your capabilities. Take an online course, not because your employer requires you to do so, because when that happens, then you did it because you have to, but rather do it because you need to, do it because you want to, do it because you like to, do it because you love to. You can pick any topics you want. Topics that you're already passionate about, or topics that you like to develop further and grow yourself in. In my previous episode, I talked about the TFA equations, something that can actually help you to do some self-coaching and enhance yourself. So utilize this time to learn and develop your capabilities. For our master pracs who are now joining us, and the practitioners who's also asking for their July course to be brought forward, so that we can perhaps do some portions online first. This is also about gaining certifications that you can really benefit from. When we used to procrastinate in the past, saying later and then later, again and again, we can do it now. Now there's no need for procrastination. You have ample time on your side. In fact, it is such a good time to utilize that if you don't, then I think it goes wasted. Time is so fluid. When you say now, do you realize that now is actually already over? And for those who have watched our previous episode, yes, use the TFA technique to help yourself and to help coach someone. Let me hear from some of those. Oh, okay, that's just my team members helping to type out all the 6 M's. Yeah, learn something new, learn something you already know. I think if you think you know it all, you know nothing at all. Within every subject, within every topic that we know, there's always more depth, there's always more width that we can discover. Remember, when we keep our minds open, then the open mind receives more knowledge, the open hand receives more gifts, and the open hearts receive more love. I recall when I started in this career as a trainer, as a coach, as a speaker, because I'm on my own, I don't have any targets given to me, I don't have any KPI set by my bosses. I decided that I need to set a target for myself in order to keep my focus. So I set a target to train, to do speeches, and to coach 1 million people in my career lifetime. I was at 904, 120 people as of December 2019. And for some of you who knows me well and who's been following me, you know that I have medical conditions which started 13 years ago when I broke my spine. And that made it difficult to travel, to stand up for days after days of delivering training, and to hop on stages to give rousing speeches and share what I think can benefit people. And I was wondering, how am I ever going to cover the 96,000 more people? Because in the early days, there were like big events that we do, and so it's quite easily I can cover up to like 10,000 people just in 2 weeks. Now I have 96,000 more people and increased difficulty when it comes to traveling and doing this work. And I also believe that watching this, you can tell I'm hardly a pro producer of online videos. In fact, I'm always experimenting, and just when I thought I discovered something new and yay, I got something new to share, something would happen. Let me see if I can get back the slide or not. Seems like my slide is coming back. Okay, hang on. Okay. All right, so there I was. Now it's not moving again. Okay, never mind. So I believe you can tell I'm not a pro. So what I needed to do was I readjusted my mindset. I become mindful of what I can learn and can do. I take actions by moving, doing these things that are meaningful, or at least meaningful to me, and I certainly hope it's meaningful for you. I take time to meditate and do more self-hypnosis, and in the process, master another way of doing what I do. Of course, at this point, I always have to say thanks to my team members for their help, for their push to get me onto videos, because for a long time I prefer to be there live in person. And my family for enabling me to do so and to help me along by keeping my little puppy less noisy so that the recording, the live stream can go on smoothly. But miraculously for me, my first 4 live stream, which we have since still left it on Facebook and also uploaded to YouTube, had actually acquired over 130,000 views. I was wondering how to reach the 96,000, but we have just acquired more than 130,000 views. And I do hope that I can do more, and all while sitting in the study room, playing with little gadgets and technologies. All right, but before I close the session today, credit to our Malaysia and our Dubai country director, Kit, who is also a certified NLP master trainer. No ordinary NLP master trainer, although there are really very few of us in the world. She's the first woman in the world to be certified by the largest NLP certifying body, the American Board of NLP, as well as the prestigious NLP University that's located at the University of California in Santa Cruz. She has shared another M. All right, and so over and above the 6M that I have for you, let me repeat that. The first one is mindset along with mindfulness. All right, and then movements, doing things that are meaningful, so meaningful engagements. All right, meditations and mastery. All right, and the 6M that she has shared that we must give her credit for is me time. All right, it's a time to take time for ourselves as well. We have always been so busy with so many things. Although if we look back, the 80-20 rule would tell us that Most of the time, we spend 80% of the time doing things that are of 20% significance, all right, which requires that we be mindful about what we do, which requires that we tune our mindset, which requires that we pay attention to our movements and make sure they are meaningful engagements. All right, take time for yourself to go inwards. All right, and while you're working on it, enhance your overall well-being through meditations, and then always strive for mastery. And EC just reminded me of a quotation that I've written some years ago. I believe that learning should never stop so that living never cease. All right, so along with the 6M, there's another one for you by Kit, Me Time. All right, so for this evening, I hope you've gained something valuable for yourself today. Please like, comment, and share our posts, subscribe to our YouTube channels. We have a lot of views. So far, I've been getting a lot of views on Facebook, but we really like to amp up at our YouTube channel. So please come to our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and join us. All right, with that, I look forward to doing this regularly every Tuesday at the same time at 8 p.m. And I look forward to see you in our next session. All right, so once again, remember to subscribe to our social media channels. On Facebook, you can find me, Billy Quek, or Billy Quek without the space in between. That's a page I just created because I've already reached the maximum of 5,000 friends in a personal page. Also at Instagram, come to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn. All right, you can find us either as Billy Quek or Billy Quek International. All right, until the next Tuesday, remember the 6M. Share it with someone so that you can tune your mindset, become mindful, create movements that are meaningful. Remember to take time for yourself, mastery, and your me time. All right, with that, I want to say goodbye tonight. So thank you everyone for joining me once again. Refreshing to hear this. Thank you, Prema. Okay, let me catch this again. Jahan, oh yes, known Billy since year 2004 from the Singapore Training and Development Association. Back then, I was an instructor. I was a trainer. I was already in the training business, and I was asked to teach 2 modules in the Professional Diploma in Training and Development for aspiring trainers as well as existing trainers who work in a corporate. Specifically, my 2 modules were delivering training and the business of training. And then subsequently, I was also asked to do mentoring for the practicum module. So yes, it's been such a long time. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad I'm still inspiring you. Thank you very much for the compliment. All right. Kit says because she has a lot of me time, which is so important. All right. Thank you, Mary, for joining us. Comment again. EC from Dubai, Aloysius as well. Ellen. Hapsun, thank you for joining us. I believe it's the first time I'm seeing you live with us. Raprit, good sharing session. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in and allow me to share. Joanne, same here. I'm looking forward to see you again. Asna, it's been quite a while, Asna. Connie, thank you. Love the sharing. Love you guys for joining in and always being so positive and so encouraging. And the last person we just posted, Father Camille. Father Camille, it's been a long time. And yes, the whole family has been doing our nightly prayers. I'm praying for anyone who needs blessings. At the same time, we've been doing mass online as well. So see, thanks to technology, while we don't have to travel, now we can actually have it all in the comfort of our living space. All right, so until next Tuesday, thank you everyone. Do visit our channels, pass on a comment, and let me know what future topics you'd like me to talk about. I'll be happy to be able to share anything. All right, so make this time count so that together we can all come out winning in the new norm. Thank you. Good night.